Hi, my name's Stephanie. I'm the founder of Treehouse Bakery. I make recipe kits for bakers that are all plant-based, so that's a bit more environmentally friendly. All of the packaging is compostable or recyclable and makes as little impact on the environment as possible. Eating plant-based is one of the best things you can do to help reduce your impact on the environment, help start to reverse climate change. I know it's hard culturally for people to make that change full-time. It is a big commitment, and I totally acknowledge that. I do think it's kind of easy with cakes, like you don't really have to make very many sacrifices. Brownie is a brownie, you don't really know whether or not it has egg in it. I think that was really sort of my push towards plant-based. If you're somebody who's environmentally conscious, you can take these steps towards eating plant-based. You don't have to commit to your whole life, but even if you just committed to all the cakes and sweet treats you ate were plant-based, like it's not really much of a sacrifice. You still get to eat delicious things, but you know that you're helping out the environment a little bit too. Having Ingrid in my life is actually a really important thing with this business, is that more and more I keep thinking that I'm not just my own person, but I'm also setting an example for her, being able to do something that I love and something that I really care about and that I feel passionate about and that I feel is having a good impact on somebody's life is an important example that I want her to see, I want her to grow up with. Starting my own business and joining this community of small businesses, if you will, because I do think we're a community. I think in my experience, small businesses tend to like stick up for each other and help each other out. Small business in general, I always think that it impacts people's lives so personally. It's hard to see that personal impact when you're investing in big brands. Every time somebody buys something from me, like that personal impact, that joy, that spark in my heart that I think like, wow, I've made something that somebody wants to pay money for. Like, how amazing is that? That's what small business means to me. That's every small business owner feels like that when you buy from them. I think working in the food industry, it's easy to get jaded about food waste. It's so easy to throw loads and loads of stuff in the bin at the end of the day. Personally, that's always kind of grated on me, but you get used to it professionally. When you look at the industry as a whole, like food waste is a big problem, and we've got to start taking little steps to try and curb that. So when I started my own business, I wanted to make sure that I was taking steps away from food waste rather than contributing to it. All your ingredients come pre-measured exact right amount, so you won't have any waste. So that's reducing food waste. All of our packaging is compostable, recyclable, it's all plant-based. I never send anything out in plastic. I think when I was coming up with a name, it was, you know, brainstorming and word clouds and trying to pull out little things that had meaning. I landed on Treehouse and I worked for 2 days trying to design a logo around Treehouse. In the end, after spending 2 days on this, I thought, why am I calling it Treehouse? It just needs to be Treehouse. Treehouse is just better. I love it because it links to my passion for the environment and the fact that this brand is here to help sustain the environment a little bit. And then also Treehouse is something that's like really homey and fun and a bit like rough around the edges and homemade. That's what you want a treehouse to be. And that's what I want my product to be, is fun and homemade and rustic and joyful. I guess just in terms of copying my own mother, it's, you know, one of these really important ways of bonding with my daughter. Baking with my daughter Ingrid is something that's really important to me and I really enjoy. I know I have such fond memories of baking as a kid, and so I hope that she'll be able to grow up with those fond memories baking as well. I think it's something that that families can do together because it's fairly easy recipes, and I think certainly suitable for kids, and I know some of my customers so far have been kids who enjoy making it with their parents. Yeah, I grew up baking. I grew up spending a lot of time in the kitchen and coming up with all sorts of creations, and the kitchen's always been my comfort zone, my happy place. You know, I have this degree in politics and I worked in the Foreign Office for a little while, and it was a fine job, but I think I always knew that it wasn't really for me. It didn't bring me joy, and I'd always been a hobbyist in terms of baking. I've always enjoyed baking at home. It was just something I thought I'd try as a career, and I loved it from the start. It really worked out, and I don't think I'd ever look back. The first sort of proper job I had was at Hummingbird Bakery, churning out thousands of cupcakes a day. It was a really, really good place to learn, actually, because standards are really high and their products are really consistent, and it's just a lot of work, so I got a lot of good practice in. But it just got me really, really comfortable in the kitchen and comfortable with cake and curious, and interested in baking and sweet treats and all the different things we could do with them. I mean, I'm a baker. It's what I do. I don't know what I would do if I wasn't baking. It's who I am. It's, you know, what I see when I look in the mirror. I see a baker. It's my personality. So check out our website. Maybe there's a recipe you want to try. Maybe if you've never tried plant-based before, it's a good time to give it a go. Follow us on social media. We'd love to see you tag us in your recipes that you try, and have a look and see what other people have tried out.